What's going on, everybody? I'm Jason.
Stefan.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and today we're back out here in the barnyard to put up the garden fence for Mama. A few days ago, we had a major flash flood out here, but I'm not gonna let a little bit of water get in the way of Mom putting her vegetables in the ground. I just spent the last couple hours tilling up this barnyard once again. Because we might have had a few mishaps and carved some ruts with some mud mowers. But that's all in the past now. We're gonna jump right into putting the fence up. I'd also like to say that this dirt is so soft and luscious. The chickens are loving it, the dog's loving it, and the kids are doing dirt angels in it. They just can't resist. Let's get into it. Every year we do a garden, we always put a fence around it because we learned a lesson the first year that not having a fence causes all kinds of animals to come in here in the middle of the night and steal all our corn, especially deer. So we normally put up a cloth or a fabric job site type fence, and that works pretty well, but it doesn't keep the chickens out and it doesn't keep the dogs out. They just crash right through it. So this year we're gonna put up a steel welded wire fence. And what Mom wants is a 50 by 50 area, 50 foot by 50 foot for her tomatoes and peppers and things like that. Everything else outside of that area is gonna be covered with the regular fabric fence, and that's gonna be all corn. So that's the purpose of this. And we just got done doing the 3, 4, 5 method to find a square. So we multiplied 3, 4, and 5 times 18, and we went 72 foot that way, 54 foot that way, and 90 foot to find the triangle, to find the square. We were within a couple of inches, which is fine with me. Next thing we're gonna do is draw string lines, measure back on our string lines to 50 foot by 50 foot, and start driving our T-posts for our welded wire fence. Now that we've got our perimeter established, it's bigger than a 50 by 50, but we're gonna go and measure halfway and then on each side, and then measure out 25 feet from the halfway point each way, and that'll be our new corners. right, now we've got our inner perimeter established. So we had to go big to get the 3, 4, 5 so we could get this thing somewhat square, which is pretty close. It's within a couple inches. And now we've measured back and measured our 50 by 50. The next thing we're gonna do is start driving our corner posts. We're gonna be using 5-foot T-posts.
I look out across the water, I smell the salt and feel the breeze, but in my heart I hear the calling of my old home, Tennessee. We don't know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, but I've still got Tennessee on my mind. From Leapers Ford to Watertown, and maybe Johnson City or Memphis bound. No matter where I go, no matter what I see, I still hear the calling of Tennessee. And who we to know where these rivers flow, or why the wind chooses when and where to blow. The sun is gonna rise each and every time, and I've still got Tennessee on
All right, guys, all the T-posts are driven. I made provisions to put a 5-foot gate on each side of the enclosure. Next thing we're gonna do is take up the old stakes that we used for layout, pull up all this string, get it out of the way so we're not tripping over it, Stefan. And then we're gonna start stretching out the welded wire. Fencing, we're using 5-foot high by 100-foot long rolls, 14 gauge welded wire. And the space in the fencing is 4 inches by 2 inches. We got this stuff from our local farmers co-op a few weeks back. So what we're gonna do with this fence is I've got my professional fence stretcher right here. And as he's pulling it tight, I'm just using zip ties for now to get it where we want it, to get it in position. And then we'll come back and we'll add steel tie wire in. We're not trying to keep bulls out of this thing or anything like that, just the dogs and birds. So what we can also do is come back and add smaller T-posts in the middle, just a foot or two spacing in between the big T-posts. That'll keep dogs from being able to crash through it or maybe even dig under it, I don't know. They never dug under it before. But Duke likes to get a crazy hair and chase things, and he thinks that because they're on the other side of the fence, they're more enticing to chase after. And I've seen him run right through the fabric fence in the past. Well, he ain't gonna be running through this. take a minute and go in the greenhouse, and I'm gonna show you what Mom's gonna be planting in that garden. So in here we've got, these are all tomatoes. We've got huckleberries. What do we got here, Ethan?
Those are marigolds, zinnias, calendula, assorted flowers.
Cool, cool. And what's this over here? Squash?
And cucumbers.
Cucumbers and squash. So this is Mom's greenhouse. This is what she's got sprouted so far. Hey Duke, what's up? And so this is what she wants to protect with that fence. The first year that we had a garden, and we didn't even get 1 ear of corn. That's how bad the deer were. But now that we have Dixie and Daisy out there, the Great Pyrenees 24/7, I can't remember the last time I've seen a deer year-round. But this is Mom's greenhouse. Take a look at it. I'm gonna go back and finish up the fence, and I'll see you in a minute. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. We got the fence up. Like I was saying, this thing is not gonna be any kind of a super hardcore fence to keep out anything large, but it's gonna keep out the deer, the dogs, hopefully the chickens. They'll figure out a way to fly over, I'm sure, but they'll probably be locked in their coop, or their run at least, for the whole entire extent of the garden. But we got it done. The boys are gonna fall back and replace the tie wire, or they're gonna be putting tie wire in lieu of and alongside of the tie wraps we just put on there. Let's put it that way. So we've got maybe a couple of more supports to add to this thing, maybe a couple more T-posts in between. Just, you know, little things we can do to stiffen it up a little bit more than it is. It ain't bad already. And they've also got to make a couple of makeshift PVC or wood frame, like 1x2 gates to put. We put a 5-foot space on each end of this thing so we could fit a lawn tractor in if we have to, or the walk behind tiller or whatever. So we have access on each side of this cage. If you all are new to this channel, please comment, like, subscribe, especially if you found this stuff educational or entertaining, or both. And as always, I'm Jason.
Stefan.
This is Tennessee Mountain Homestead, and we'll see you on the next one.
Table, you can tap it on my head when I have this on. No,